Hey everybody, it's Mike from AMZ Advisors, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to manage your seller feedback on the Amazon platform. So just to start off, what is seller feedback? And when we think of the Amazon platform, there's really two different reviews you can get from the customers that are buying from you. The first, and probably the one that's better known, is product reviews, and those are the ones that show up on the front end of every listing. When they go to your product, they can see exactly how many stars you have. They can see what previous customers that have purchased from you have to say. The other type of review is called seller feedback. And seller feedback is actually about how you as a seller did in actually answering their concerns, sending the product on time, whatever it may be. And this is where the customer will get to review you as a seller. So having a good seller feedback rating is important on the Amazon platform, and almost just as important as having good product review scores. So when you have a better seller feedback rating on Amazon, your products are actually going to show up a little bit better on the platform. And if you're competing for the buy box, you have a higher chance of winning the buy box because you have better seller feedback. Even if you're at the same price point, sometimes even a little bit higher price point, you can still win the buy box if you have a much better seller feedback rating than the other sellers on the listing. So it's very important to take care of your seller feedback score. And there's a few different ways you can do that. Amazon will actually allow you to eliminate the seller feedbacks that you're receiving from customers if they meet a few different criteria. The first criteria is if the seller feedback they leave you is specifically related to any type of product review. So if they say the product doesn't work the product is a bad product, something related to the product, you can have that seller feedback removed, even if it's a negative score. If it has anything to do with a product that was fulfilled by Amazon, so if the seller writes something that product arrived late, but Amazon sent that product, you can get that score removed because Amazon is supposed to be delivering that product on time, and that's not a reflection on you as the seller. And then the last way to get that removed is typically if a customer leaves anything that's obscene, swearing, crude language, whatever it may be, name calling, whatever you want, you can get that removed as well if the seller leaves that as a seller feedback score. So all of that will help you maintain, and you have 90 days to actually update and remove your seller feedbacks to get rid of those negative ones. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you an account that we do this on pretty closely, what it looks like, and how you can start doing this for your brand. So I'm going to share my screen now. And here we are on the seller feedback page for one of our clients, and you can kind of see that it gives you a summary of the entire ratings they have and the score they have. So we've helped this client get in 1,147 different seller feedback ratings, and they have a 4.9 star review. So you can see that we're getting a lot of them. In fact, in their entire lifetime, they only have gotten 13 negatives and 4 neutral seller feedback reviews that we weren't able to remove. So let's go through here and kind of see what we have. Great product, good handwriting tool. So I could technically remove this because it is a product feedback, but I'm not going to remove it because it's a 5. And this is kind of getting strategic about it. Similar, love this book, the size, format, blah, blah, blah. All of this is good feedback for the product. So again, even though it's a 5, that's going to contribute to my seller score. I'm not going to touch that. If I come down here, this is one we actually got eliminated, and you can see that it has been removed by Amazon. You can see the reason why. So not a huge deal. 7 items have been late on the delivery, blah, blah, blah. So this is a delivery. We went into the order. We saw that this was fulfilled by Amazon. We clicked over here, and you click request a removal. And then we actually submitted that for removal. And you can see that this item was fulfilled by Amazon, and we take responsibility for this fulfillment experience. So it's been removed. So the entire process here, if I wanted to remove something, I have 1 negative in the last 90 days. So let me see that. Here we go. One of the plastic red cups, we believe, blah, blah, blah. This is this. We can go click request removal. And in this instance, Amazon's saying it's not in violation of their guidelines, and we can't actually get it removed. And we've tried getting this removed before, and they're still not changing their mind. But anyway, you would just come in here, you come to performance, feedback, and then you would go down to filter any neutral or negative reviews you've gotten in the last 90 days. And you're just going to click the drop down and again, click request removal. You could contact the customer you want, but more than likely you're not going to be able to change their minds. So just requesting that removal and getting it removed and getting it off the pay, off your seller feedback score is going to be the best thing to do. And then another thing to consider is, if you're using seller feedback and trying to build up your seller feedback on the Amazon platform, a lot of people will use email follow-up sequences to try to request customer reviews for their products. And another great alternative to that now is to actually request seller feedback. By requesting seller feedback, you can actually have that opportunity to kind of screen out negative reviews that might end up on your product page. And because if they leave it as a product review on your seller feedback score, you can get that removed. At the same time, if you get a great seller feedback, you can contact that customer then and then ask them to consider leaving a review. So you can kind of screen out a lot more negative reviews, make sure, help you ensure that customers aren't leaving negative reviews on your product listing pages, and really just, leaving all that stuff on your seller feedback page. You can also, use the request a review button to reach out to people that have left good seller feedback for you as well. So that is kind of the way to go about managing your seller feedback on the platform. And I think once you get in there, start managing your scores better, you're going to see that your products are going to start ranking on the platform, hopefully start selling better. If you're interested in learning any more about this, you can check out our blog. We have a blog article about this, and we'd be glad to tell you more about how to manage your seller feedback and how it affects your scores and your selling on Amazon. Or if you have any questions about selling on the Amazon platform in general, just feel free to reach out to us, amzadvisors.com, and we'll be glad to help you.